Okay, guys, hello everyone. Thank you for your time to join. Let me do this. I'm going to, 1 second. So today we are going to cover like this, all the changes we are making in the app, in the back end, in the front end, and you guys are getting impacted, which is all expected. Your impact in the bootcamp, like the getting the issue, this is all like the intentional we do it so that you will have the same experience and the same type of the pain point being a part of the development team member. Even after you develop everything else, when you go live, let's go production, the experience is the same, even is worse. And this is the natural, okay? So that's the reason we give you the same experience here. Okay, so these are all intentional because we can hold we can do the perfect amount of the testing. Then we finally go live, then you will not have the experience. So you all should be very happy that all the experience, you see the pain point, this is all intentional. We do it intentionally for you. Again, for me, I only look for the thing that is important to me. I don't know how many of you read. I don't see any your comments. Really, this is important for your interview, for your job. These are exactly you'll be doing. So many things are changing. You see this every day, things are happening. We are changing. I don't know how many of you are reading. I cannot go all of this, but yeah. July 31st. So if we just go only the last 15 days, right? So let's go last 15 days. We did not go through all of this. So this is the organization admin. It is actually the company portal. Okay. Remember the Bootcamps Hub has the 5 portal. One is the website, another is the landing page, another is actually 6. Another is the student portal, another is the branch, another is company portal, another is the operational portal. So the entire platform has a 6 portal itself and has a mobile app. Okay. So this is the company portal. So what we did, we actually implemented a detailed model view for documents and lab. Okay. So you will not have the access, but I'm just showing you. Okay. So that's exactly what they mean, because it was previously it was the different UI. Okay. Now it is the different. That's exactly what it means. Because we are changing all the UI, we designed the new UI and we are actually developing the new UI. Once we do the new UI, before there was no field, there is no column exist. Okay, so hear me out, very important to listen. So once you actually you have an existing application, and then you want to update the UI. So once you update the UI, you are actually bringing everything possible. Once you update the UI, many of these the API need to be changed. Many of the existing API need to be changed because previous API did not have all the columns. And the new design bring all the columns. So now the backend developer has to update all the APIs. So this is actually exactly the same for each of the tables. Okay, so that's what it means. Updated the course payment page with the new feature and enhancement. So payments. So, okay, understand a little bit here. So we always do this, the topic name. Okay, sorry. The topic name, who created this and from which program, which boot camps, and the groups. Groups means we always create the content and we give the content access to specific people, not everyone else. Which session and the tag, because the content can have a tag, right? It's like the hashtag. Creation date, published, and it has a slide or not, it's a free or not, and it is last updated. So all this data actually coming from the database, and all this data actually on the API, basically, on the API payload. And then now the action comes. So it's published to the blog. Remember our blog. So you can see this. So what happened? So I don't know, we have to fix it. This blog is coming, right? This blog is coming. You can write the new blog yourself from here. We can write the blog from the operation portal. At the same time, if I want to use this content as a blog, I can do this here. Publish to the blog. Okay. So these are the functionality on this. Anything you changes here, you will be seeing. Means whoever made the changes. In a distributed app, most of the app you work is a distributed. So means many people will be making the changes, but we always want to keep the update. Exactly like the Git change, okay? Exactly the Git change. And then of course, finally you can delete. Once you delete, you will see delete is in the trash. That's exactly what it means. Okay. The same thing it's like the payment. If you see, I will go at least 5 or 6. What it said? No. So the payments, it is the route means the endpoint is not the connected yet, and that's the reason it is bringing to the dashboard. So it's a bug. Okay, it should if this is exist, it should take me to this route. Route means this. Okay, means that this is the domain. This is a subdomain. After the domain, everything is route. Okay, this is a protocol. That's how the web works. This is the parents. Under the parents, everything in the left is a child. We call the subdomain because it's a portal. And then it's the direct whatever it's called the endpoint. It's API endpoint basically. So here is also make the changes. We put the filtering option here, and we put the ID, and the ID is not showing here. We can put like some copy button, the who paid by, and the email, and then the program, which program, and the session. So basically, once you guys make a payment, we can update here. So now it is pending. So the financial and the analyst will be looking into this, and then will be deleting or accepting. But you cannot just delete it if you do not have the access permission. You got it? I have the access permission, so I'm deleting this because they're just testing it. So there is a problem here as well. Permission denied. But actually it is wrong. It has been, it is not deleted, right? So it is a bug. Let me go show again. So, so this is, yeah, so this is the one. I am actually deleting this. I should be able to delete. So it is a permission denied. And then it is not working. And then also this message is not going through. So this is a bug. Okay. But the whole purpose is, so you see this development is done. The QA is required to test. So this test is, you should be able to delete, but you're not able to delete it. So now if someone has access permission, they should be able to delete this. But basically, once you click it, you can see the model. So once you make a payment from the portal, all the things is coming here. You got it? You upload your attachment and you just make all the comments as needed. See, it's also bug here. So this, I cannot do this. So there is a bug here as well. You see this? So there is a bug. So you know this, everything is not like the shiny, like the whatever you see on the website. Behind the scene, there is a tons of bugs, there is tons of issues. So we found how many bugs so far? 3 bugs. So, but the goal is once you once you upload your payment, and it is actually coming here, including your attachment, and they will look at it and they will actually accept it or approve it. Once it is once you send, save and close. Once once you send, it is pending until it is reviewed. It will be always pending. That's how it works. So if you go, so how many days it takes? If I now ask you what it needs to build this one, to build this to build this interface, what is needed? I can ask everybody else. You guys can answer me this question basically. I'm actually on the, I'm meeting everyone, so I'm engaging you guys so you guys can ask. So to do this interface, again, there is no right or wrong. I just want to check you guys and the thinking process, so it will be beneficial for you. You can unmute yourself. I unmuted. So to build this interface, what is needed from the beginning to the end? Who can tell me? Who can tell me? There is no right or wrong. You can try, you should try, because this is the way you are actually in the software development. Who does this type of work and when they do it? Who can work? Who can help me? Walk me through the process. Anyone knows? Anyone knows this? You can unmute it. Hey, there is no right or wrong. You can just try. Yeah, go ahead.
I just tried. Like we have to put the like if else condition, like when you click this thing, when you
Yeah, that's the development. But walk me through the software development from the beginning to the end, if you know. But for this, we want to build this interface only. The walk me through if you know, because that has been covered. Yeah, Farah, you can go. Anyone can try. There is no right or wrong. This is like
yeah, I can give it a try. First, like it will be recommended by the business if they want to include that.
Yes.
Right. So then it will be written, documented. Then like what are their requirements?
Yes.
Then you write down that, and then you'll discuss later on, you'll discuss with the team, like the development team, and also the backend and the front end engineers. And then they're going to format a plan, like, and start to finish date, they're going to determine that for this. And then obviously the API will be written, because it was not included in the documentation, like in the web page. So after that, yeah, the regular implementation, like the API will be written, then the front end developer, like they'll format how this section, where it would be added, right? It was already discussed with the business. So they're going to implement that. And that's about it, I think.
Yeah. Yep, no, that's good. Thank you. Go ahead. Who wants to try next? Yeah, she has touched quite a bit good areas. Who wants to go next? There is no right or wrong. This is exactly the you'll know this. You have to know this too, actually, in the interview all the time. And of course, the way you say it, you have to talk, you have to work the same way. Who wants to try? Yeah, go ahead. What is the name? Tahmina, go ahead, try. So this
I didn't start it yet, so maybe I cannot explain properly because the web page I didn't start it yet. So I just
no,
I'm just yeah, like there's the same thing like when we like fetching the API. So if anything is wrong, so it's going to be showing the wrong message. Like we have to put the wrong message, like and if it's like so what do you say? It's a successful thing, like a payment method or something. Like when we do successfully, it will show there's a successful message. So sometimes we put the message like a wrong thing when we put like it's a click what do you say? So click the wrong thing, like we didn't put that correctly. Everything isn't accurately, so it will showing the wrong message.
Got it.
So actually, I'm not cannot say the details about it because I didn't started my web page.
You focus the validation part. Thank you. Who was Shaolin? You want to go next? I want to see.
Maybe a database.
Yeah, go ahead. Who wants to go? Yeah, go ahead, please.
Database with to handle the variables, and some front-end engineering to handle the variables that Tamina just mentioned, like some JavaScript.
I want to reiterate my question. So you want to build this interface, and you can walk me through the software development process. It doesn't need the technical part. Software development process.
Can I
When
try?
individual goes to the technical, I just want you guys to have a like the development approach or development process.
Yeah, can I go again?
Yes.
Like after it is documented, right? That will be discussed with the team, and then they're going to break down the whole project into smaller portions, and that portions will be converted like into either like Agile ALM tickets or Jira tickets, and the team will work one by one on all the components that will be included in the payment section, right? So yeah, so then comes the development, like the coding and everything, other part.
Yep, you did refine. Thank you. Who wants to go next? You did the refine. Well, yeah, go ahead. David. Keep trying. She refined her answer. Jannatul, you want to go? You should go.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Okay, so I can tell my opinion as a front-end developer, front-end developer team member.
You
So
don't
I need
tell the front-end developer, just tell the process. If you remember, I already mentioned many times how the process works. I want to see if you remember any of this. And we want to build from the idea to the development, the go live.
Okay, so first of all, we need a UI. First of all, we need the requirement, and then UI. Based on UI, we need to implement. So we need, yeah. So I think we need Agile ALM. That's Farah mentioned. Then we need the we need to break into the requirement into a smaller piece. Then discuss about who is going to be built on first, like front-end developer, then back-end developer. They understand their work, and then they are starting implementing. Like I thought that. I think it.
Fair enough. No, Farah, she actually injected the new word, the design. You did not mention that.
Oh,
You didn't, right?
yeah.
Who wants to go next? Salman Farshi, you go ahead, please.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Salman, you raised your hand. Please go ahead.
I think we have to first, send the request from the client, and basically through the HTTP poll, then the backend will receive the request. Then
You are being technical. Yeah, we are going that route. Can you tell the software development process? So for this interface.
Okay, we have to gather the requirements.
Yes.
Then we have to,
Yeah. Go ahead. Continue. You are doing good.
then we have to optimize the requirements, that what kind of technology you have to use, and
Got it.
should the front-end and backend would be separate, or the MVC pattern.
Got it. Okay, thank you. Anyone? Khadija, Farah, you are unmuted. Go ahead, try.
And then tickets are released, then the development team will work on those tickets.
Yeah. Sure. Understood. Thank you. Khadija, Farah, you raise your hand. Do you want to talk now? Go ahead, please. Khadija, you are unmuted. Are you saying something? So, well, thank you everybody for trying, which is good. So question was walk me through the software development process. Tamina focused on the validation. This is good, which is part of this interface. The Farha, the first time she touched base quite a bit, but the sequence was a little bit the different. Second time she refined it. Then David was focusing on the technical part. Other people was focusing on the technical part, and Jannatul was actually the focus, but she injected the UI. There is no right or wrong, but question who answered the process question, they're pretty close. So the of
I
course,
want to try again. Okay.
go ahead. You want to try again?
Yes, that's because you are talking about the software development process. That's I want to try again.
Sure.
So I think it's like first of all we need to like for the requirements, whatever the customer wants, what type of the app the customer wants to make. So we have to focus on the requirements first, and then within that requirements and we have to design for that. The design team can design this thing, like how is the application actually it's like a design, like who gonna use this type of app, like so the designer team can design this, and then the developer actually the coding with that design, because like what type of a design and what type of app they want to make. So the developer do the coding, and after that the coding finish, so the tester can test this that coding, like everything is okay, everything is working fine, everything is going through smoothly. And then the deployment thing, it's like then the maintenance things, like how it works actually in the real life. So they're gonna test this, like how it's gonna work. I think it's like this, and then they're gonna implement this.
Pretty good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Anyone wants to try? Salman, you raise your hand. You want to try again? Please go ahead. Okay. Go ahead. Okay. I can go now. So let's go at the practical approach. Okay. So the current situation of the application is it has the old UI. There was old UI means just the way it should be. So old UI is like this. Okay. So it's a developer UI. Developer just see something and just do it. This is technically can be the professional, may not be professional, but the developer, front-end developer, they are not the UI UX designer. Okay, so they don't know things. All right, let's go back. So currently the design was like a regular design was normal, as the purpose of the focus is redesign each of these, do the new design based on the requirements. So requirements is all of this is the requirements because they're already exist. They're existing the interface. So the requirements is clear, means business, I decided we have to do all of this. So I'm the business. So design team come to the picture, they actually design everything else and review each of the design with the business. Okay. The design need to get approved. I'm telling our own approach, okay? So you'll understand. So design needs to get approved by the business. That's number one, not the development team, because business is the focus. Once the business approve the design, now this design actually ready for the development. But once the development, they start their the planning meeting. They start the planning meeting process. In the planning meeting, they prioritize their work. Okay, they prioritize what need to be done. In the planning meeting, we identify what need to be. Okay, guys, go ahead front end. Guys, you guys just design the front end, because they start raising the concern. We don't have this API. We do not have this API. We do not have this API. Means that the current API will not be working. But the decision was, go ahead, you just design your front end. That's it. Don't worry about it. Once the front end is designed, backend developer looks at it, and the backend developer actually goes to the existing API and include all the means enhance the APIs, basically enhance the existing APIs to accommodate the new columns or new changes. Okay, once that part is done, the developer test on their computer, that's called the developer test. Okay, basically the front-end developer completed the development, back-end developer completed the development, both actually pushed to the Git. Okay, once the Git is pushed, now the DevOps engineer actually the build, push and deploy into the staging environment, test environment. So if you ask in the beginning in the development environment, we don't have it. We just maintain one. Too much to do. Okay. So developer, they do their own computer. but we push everything to the staging environment. We means DevOps engineer push everything to the staging environment through the CI/CD pipeline. In this case, it is the moment developer the push to the Git, that's it. Everything will be automated way. Everything will be going to the staging environment. Now, once the staging environment, at this moment, third person, the quality assurance come to the picture, they can actually test. Or you can call the quality assurance, you can call the UI UX designer, everybody can come and verify. In this verification, there is a UI verification. So UI designer does very good job on their verification because they designed the UI. Now they're verifying what the front-end developer completed. Once this verification is complete, so if the API is consumed, good. So the QA can perform the both. They can perform the UI functionality test, or they can actually perform only the backend API testing, or they do actually both. There is no problem. In the meantime, quality assurance actually start implementing their test cases. The test cases, they had all these test cases before. So now they're actually updated all the test cases. At the same time, quality assurance also updated all their backend APIs. Remember? Because these changes was not, the changes was not like this before. There is only the 5 column, now there is a 15 column. So the QA also update their backend APIs as well. Got it? So the APIs they're updating or the creating the new test cases means they're actually performing the testing. In the performing the testing, they also continue create the bugs. Okay? And all these things are happening in the Agile ALM. They're creating the bugs, updating the test cases, updating the API backend test cases, updating the GUI test cases. They're doing all of this and they create the bugs. And the developer actually has to fix the bugs, basically simultaneously, because you're in the sprint, work has to happen simultaneously. Once they are done, and can be same day or pushed to the production, or can be after 1 week pushed to the production, or can be once all the dependency done, right? If this is pushed to production at the moment, but the API is not done, then the user will be impacted because the some of this functionality will not work. So what do? Actually combine everything to the staging. Also the front end is done, back end is done, front and back end is integrated, and the testing is performed, a bug is fixed. So now actually we deploy a big chunk on the production. So it can be like the weekly basis, it can be bi-weekly basis. Also we call it is a release basis. Big release is coming. We call the big release are coming. Big release means a lot of things are moving to the production. Okay, so there is an advantage of the big release, there is a disadvantage of the big release. Advantage of the big release means you are impacting the users less. And while you are actually planning to the big release, you are actually, the QA actually work with the business team with giving the training, means how this functionality works. Giving them show and tell, okay, how this new UI interface works, what this means, what type of data they need to actually perform the validation from their end, so they can actually train their operation team member. So these are actually simultaneous work. Once all of that is in the show and tell is important. Show and tell is mandatory regardless where you go. The last night, development team gave me the 2-hour show and tell. Me, before I come here, they gave me the 2-hour show and tell. That's how I learned. Okay, don't think I don't do any of this at all. I just learned once they teach me what even the requirement is in the beginning I gave them, but they have to teach me what they have developed. So they gave me 2 hours requirements. I gave them a lot of feedback. Okay, the formatting feedback, the experience feedback, bug feedback, gave all of them. So they received all of them. Once the business and the technologies are good, right? The training documentation is good, the release ready to go. If you do the big deployment, it creates a big chaos for the DevOps team because they encounter so many issues. Okay, because the developer has been using so many libraries, they are actually using because there is an old UI, there is a new UI, there is the dependency issues because old UI is using the version 5.0, new dependency using like the 8.9. So now the DevOps will be working with the developer, backend developer, frontend developer, back to back, right? Make sure everything is working in the development environment, test environment, staging environment. But in the big release, production should not have any issues. Why? Answer is the DevOps engineer is working with the developers for the development environment. So all the issues already identified. Okay, so he already identified all of this. This is the reason you never push anything to production directly, you'll get fired. Basically, I met with somebody else last week. I don't need to tell the details. He has done the course from us. He has not actually, we have done the course. He has not completed the course. He has tried himself. He got a job, and then in 2 weeks he got fired. What is the reason? Reason was he has been said something need to be upgraded. Guess what? What he did? He just went to the production. He upgraded. The whole system got crashed. System got down. He got fired immediately. So lesson learned is we do not do anything in the production. The development is done. You prepare the dev environment, identify all the issues. You're good. Means the DevOps engineer. DevOps engineer do the same thing in the test environment. Same thing. Okay. Now the QA environment means the quality assurance, complete the testing. The same thing done in the staging environment. So this is for the UAT. This is for the business show and tell. All of this for the staging. Once that part is done, the DevOps engineer, developer have the full control, all the changes. When the whole development team has the control, all the changes. Finally, once everybody is good, the release is ready to go, they got the permission from everybody else. Now the DevOps engineer, the deploy on the production. That's exactly happened for this interface as well. There is no single steps has been missed except the documentation, because some of the documentation we don't create intentionally. Why? Because still I'm making some changes. I'm looking after this. This is the reason we are not creating any manual documentation, because still it is and refining the process, refining the platform itself. Other than that, they are doing there is smoke testing. They're giving the show and tell. They're actually creating the UI. They're creating the all the things you can name it. They've done something. Oh, so you know this is the forms, okay? If you guys know this, our coaches send you the survey forms, all the forms actually here. We create the form, then we actually collect your information. So this is the old UI, okay? But there is a new UI. So this is exactly the example now you should know. This is the old UI, so and the new UI will be implemented as well. But it's going to be very complex. So now you know this old UI versus the new UI. So once the release is done, it means like this. So now things are actually in production, but production doesn't mean it's a bugless. It has still the bug. Some bug is low priority, means it's okay. We need to fix it. Some bug is high priority, means impacted badly. When the user is impacted and you are not able to perform your job, the things are broken, things is crashing. This is called the high priority bug. High priority bug, you have to identify immediately. Everybody get into the call, identify the issues, whether the front end or whether the back end. Based on the identification, let's get it done. Prioritize it and get it done. The same process. A developer complete this, deploy to the development test environment. QA need to test it, make sure the end-to-end testing is working, make sure only the UI is working, make sure the backend is working, make sure the integration is working, make sure everything is good. And then finally, you again push to the production. That's the bug process. And then still, you will be creating all the bugs will be created, bug will be prioritized, high, low, medium. And then the development team will be coming to the planning meeting. They will be estimating. They'll be giving estimation for each of the bugs. And finally, it will be continue pushing to the production. So that's exactly the process. So now, again, what question do you guys have now? So again, if you guys read this, you guys do not read it, you are missing. Even when you go to the interview, I will force you to read all of them because that's how it works. Because reading this, actually, you are getting the job. Okay, you will be getting the job and you know exactly how it works. So team is actually sending the release note daily basis, but that's only I know what is going on. So they'll be sending today's release note soon. Yesterday was the last, right? So if you see this, so I will force all of you when you guys go to the job market, I'll force you, okay, now tell me the release note. What type of release have you done? To tell them. Okay, so I covered everything I thought in a nutshell. So now what question do you guys have? Then I can go a little bit details in each of the position is specific. Who did not understand and who has the questions? You actually it's open really. There is no right or wrong. If you say wrong, it's fine because as I'm saying, it will be refining for you. And Jannat will remember the same thing the last year October. See, I'm saying the same thing again. No, like a changing or no manipulation. The same thing. Go ahead. Next question.
So yeah, sir, I have one question. So backend developer enhance the API, right?
Yes.
And
API and also if the database schema need to be updated, everything. Yes.
yeah, so they put their API in in Git or Swagger documentation.
That's a good question. Code is always code for the Git. So she's asking, of course, for the API is always exposed. API is shared with the front-end developer or any of the client. Client means wherever this API will be implemented. So we use the API specification documents for the bootcamps hub. Remember, we did not implement the Swagger. We are collecting, we are updating all the APIs into the Postman and our own platform. Let me see if I can get it. Let me see. 1 second. Let me see. Who is this Ashraf? Okay. So we are actually updating all the APIs let me go back to the Agile NM. If I can get it, I think we should have all of this my organization. Yes, for Inc. Schools Hub API. Let me see if I can get it. I need all the APIs. I'm asking. Okay. So let me have a show. So basically, I'm collecting I'm finding from the team of where they actually put it. So one of the project they actually put all the API. Is it here at the schools hub? I don't know which one is. I'm trying to get the information. Let me see if this is the project. Is it the one? No, where is it? I'm trying to still. So we are using our own API tools to we are using the Postman, but basically the Shaolin, we're adding all of the APIs here basically. Okay, updating all the existing APIs and we are actually storing here, but I don't know which project they're saving, and that's the reason I'm just trying to find out. Let's go. I don't know exactly. Let me see. So you will know that part. And this is important. All right. So what other question you have, Shaolin, while we are actually looking for the APIs? We do not use the Swagger, basically.
Yeah, I know about the Postman tool. So Postman is a tool as like a Swagger, we can documenting and testing our APIs, right?
Postman for the testing tool.
Testing isn't we can documenting our API in Postman?
No, yes or no.
Maybe no, right? Only just testing purpose we can use.
Let me get it open. Okay, so let me log in now. Okay, so let's go here. Okay, it's coming. So you asked the question, the Swagger, of course, for the API specification, you learn each of the API details, right? But actually then the Postman does both, right? Postman, you can do the testing, that you can actually the share production, you can do the documentation, right? But you can do both. It's based on the team preference. Okay, so actually all the APIs are here. So these are all the existing API, remember? So if the one of the API need to be updated, so you have to come to this API and you need to update here basically. Make sense? Means you need to update means you need to come to the body, then you need to update. If there is no body, then you don't need to update.
Okay, I understand.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
So if this is the patch, if your body, then if you need to update. Wherever you need to, wherever backend developer update, then you have to update from your quality perspective. Then you can share.
Okay.
Got it?
Got it. Yeah, got it. Thank you.
So the way we teach, look at the same way we implement. Did you see this? So we teach the same way. And we teach the same way quality team, we teach the same way how to do the API one. So you can see the structure is the same. You got it? Did I answer your question? So knowing the Postman API testing tool for across the body, across the board is mandatory for everyone.
Yes, sir.
Frontend developer, for the backend developer, for the QA, for the cloud ops, everyone. Okay?
Yeah.
Scope is limited. Backend developer, he knows because he built the API, so he knows. But he's not a tester. He's not going to do the in-depth testing. Okay. The frontend developer, he has to know this API so that he can consume it, but he's not in-depth the QA. He'll be just performing the regular testing to become familiar. The DevOps engineer, he's not a QA. He will be, if any issues happen, he will come and he will become familiar with this and with the status code, with something else, whatever needed. If it is something slow or it is something like as expected, throwing the right message. So everybody actually come to the back end to check everything else. Only the QA team is fully responsible and dedicated for their part of the work. So the Postman has been covered. It is required for everyone else in the team. Did I answer your question?
Yes, sir. Yeah. And I have one more question. Can you go back to the before slide that's you asking our in a software development in purpose? No. The all over the first one.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Then the documentation lab. Yeah, this one. And Okay, I'm just asking for here I can say introduction to Next.js, Sabitam all program, and yeah, okay. So I'm asking for the documentation and lab. What is this, and how can we? Yeah, is this there is any information, then we can get help, or they can help us.
Okay, you are asking a question that's the outside of the scope, but I'm answering.
Okay.
Before we used to use the documents, create the content on the documents, and
Yeah.
then we decided to go through the slide. Okay, so the
Yeah.
same slide we create, it also generated documents. So some cases we create the documents, some cases we create the slide. So the same thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
I got it. Okay. Sorry.
We prefer more about the slide so the student can more engage. But the both approach is correct. But when you become your team environment, you always go with the documents. When you are in the presentation, the phase, you always
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So so the documentation is for it was previous, right? There is not now.
You see any of this? Oh, yes, as I said, we used to create the documents, but nowadays we prefer the slide. So when we present you, at the same time both are done, because if you look at it, if you go to the presentation, and if you go any of the presentation, right? Look at this. Which one? What happened? There was presentation convert into documentation. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I cannot find it. Oh, probably there is a bug. So view this should be the documentation as well. There is the option should be view the documents. I think they did not build yet. So here you can see the slide, and then there is a documents. So you can read the same slide as a documented process. I came up with this idea because the maintaining the documentation, updating the documentation, it is one of the most struggle any job you'll go. Any job you'll go. So I said, well, we do not want to do the two things. We want to create the slide, and then when you generate, it will also display as a documentation. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, got it. Thank you. Yeah, that's the same as a documentation document slide.
Yeah, basically, yes.
Yeah.
The same thing. So that and you can give this idea as well in your job.
Yeah. Thank you.
Too complex to do like a document slide, then we actually change everything. Bring the documents, bring the slide, and convert into the like a slide documents as well. Did I answer your question?
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. What other question do you guys have? So I was expecting on this all the APIs, but we are still using the Postman. But eventually everything will be on the Agile ALM. Okay, so that that's our goal, because so we currently pay for the Postman. I do not want to pay the Postman. I'm building my own tools. That's the meaning of the Agile ALM. Agile ALM, it means development and the validation at the same interface going on simultaneously. Okay, I don't need to go open the Postman to do the testing, because the testing can be done here. Validation, any type of validation can be here. The release management can be done here, right? Manual testing can be done here. This is the reason I came up with the whole idea that not only the project management, at the same time you can do the validation from the same place. Okay, what question do you guys have?
I just have a question about Agile ALM. You just said the validation and the testing will be done on Agile ALM, right? So is that you guys have connected your Agile ALM with different testing tools?
No, we built it. And we build the API testing tool we built here. We have been building this.
So you basically connected the Agile ALM with the testing tools, right? So
Yes.
whatever results during the testing are performed, they are going to be posted directly on Agile ALM, correct?
So as a backend developer, you don't need to go to the Postman. You just create all the API testing here, and you can share immediately. The QA can see it, right? And
Yeah.
then immediately the whole purpose of this, you can integrate, you can link with your user story. That's what
So can you show us like any one of them? How is it integrated? Like how did you channel that?
You give me the hard work. Let me see. Let me see.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the whole thing we are solving. So say an example. Let's go here and create a let's say an example. Sorry, it's a testing. So create API testing. Create a my workspace. The bootcamps hub, and the feature name is as an example enrollment test. Got it? So we are here. So exactly like the Postman, and you create create a folder, create a request. You see this? Create a request. I'm just giving visit cnn.com. I'm just giving this www.cnn.com. Okay, send, save. Let's see what happened. Okay, so CNN is here. Okay, so now if you come here, I know this all of this. Let's go here. Okay, link items. That's the problem I solved. Link items. That's it. Did you see this, Farah? So now
Yeah,
I'm exactly linking with the user story. That's the problem I solved.
Oh, okay.
But
Okay.
after that, what do you have to do? You have to go to the Postman, you have to test it, you have to export it, and you have to come to the Jira or this kind of testing tool, and you have to attach your testing outcome. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, you're right. And anyone can easily test it. Like any developer and tester, anyone can easily test it, right?
I solved it, yes.
Yeah.
I know the problem here. I solved it. So now the manager is happy. Now everybody on the same interface, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's a good idea.
that's the whole purpose. Yeah, any type of so now you don't need to backend developer just the enhance. They just enhance their API testing immediately, and then the QA will get it, and the QA will be creating the extensive test cases from there. Now, since it is shared with everybody else, now everybody will see immediately, because now test case user story has a details test cases. They can click it, they will come and they will see it.
Okay.
Isn't it cool? That's what I did. That's the reason Agile ALM. So now if you need to do the validation, like many projects, you need to do the conversion, YAML to XML, JSON to, you can do the same thing. You test it and you create the test cases, then you attach with, you link with that. You link. Link means you're in the same interface. Same thing for the manual testing as well. Same thing for the manual testing as well.
So what do we use? Which platform do you use for tests, like manual testing?
We built everything in-house. There is no platform, it's our tools. We built it here.
Okay, what tools then?
We built it, Marty Stack. There is no tool, it's our tool. See, you guys are building, it's Marty Stack. Using the Marty Stack, we are building the tools. This is the tools we built in-house. And using the JavaScript. The front and back end all JavaScript. So we will be start designing the UI soon. So so now developer actually develop the push it, the whole purpose is the whole thing can be done here. Wiki, you can create all the documentation so project management team can see it. You can create all the user story, right? You can go to the board, you can run your sprint as well. And then the after the sprint is done, and then all the backlog you'll be seeing here, and the sprint will be seeing here, but then come to the testing. So testing comes for everybody. The project manager, the QA, front-end developer, back-end developer, they have all the collection, right? Postman collection. But they solve it. There is no Postman collection. There is for each of the user story, you just create it and you just link it. That's it. Simple.
Okay.
So now you understand this set of type of tool value that linked with the project management. And project management is used for the software development, correct?
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, if someone just knows these tools, they become the professional QA. like a very efficient and effective because it has everything. Okay, what other question do you guys have? So of course I can go over all the release note, but you guys should go over the release note, understand this. So important, I cannot even enough emphasize that you have to really read like that one line of user story, literally, because we do not like anymore like the gigantic user story. We don't like any of this. Industry people hate to write a lot of things. Write less, precisely explain, and talk more, get it done. Okay, that's exactly the agile scrum and the whole the DNA in our mindset. In the waterfall, they create a lot of documentation, which we don't do. Okay, in the scrum team, we do not create the documentation. We just talk more. That's the reason we do the planning meeting. We talk all day, we chat all day. Okay, the whole purpose is the standard documentation, extensive communication, collaborative work, and then collaborative delivery. It's all the purpose of the Agile Scrum. And that's the reason you do the sync up call, you do the show and tell, you ask the question, okay, back and forth, you create the meeting. This is the whole purpose of the you are following the Scrum framework, and that's the way of you are doing in the modern, the way of doing things in any of the office environment. Good. What question do you guys have? I can go all day, but the same process. So you guys learn the entire process from this session, that the one interface, one project. Of course, the team they will be working next at least couple of months because a lot of bugs they're fixing, and some of the interface will be changed again. So it will be like a continuous process. And you guys know this already. Whoever joined at the January, they already saw this platform. Whoever joined last year, they were seeing the TS4U, then TS4U to the school sub to the bootcamp sub, right? So you guys see this, and this is the software development process. It's a continuous process, never ending. Okay, never ending process. You just continue working on it. Okay.